Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to create basically our company for the members here on the right. So let's just start right away. Let's go to here, our components. We don't need to open that. So here in layout, let's create a new component and let's call it a new file. Let's call it members.js. Here, let's use our RCFE real functional component, just like that. So the idea is I'm gonna have a box here and just basically user, just kind of like a user and with a picture and name and all of that. So just basically will be a box. So let's class name box and then let's just go to server. And let me check. We can copy, let's go to main chat. And we can copy basically this media, this kind of like article thing. Just copy this one. Okay, let's paste it here. Okay, so media, and then we will have the picture, and etc. Okay, so now let's go to server, and remember here we had our space. In this space we're going to basically like have the members component. So let's go to the top. We need to save this. Let's go to the top, and here let's import members. Oops. Yeah, just like that. Let's go down here. I'm gonna have our members company. You can close it like this, and then just to save more space. So we need to pass the members to our company, and we get it from our server detail that we have here. As you can see, our server detail, it contains the members too. So we just need to pass the members, right? From server detail dot members, it will pass all the members there. And we also need to pass the check if the user is admin. No, its admin will be its admin. And then we need to pass the server too. So server detail dot ID, because we're going to have a button to basically ban or remove a user of the server, and we need to make sure that the user is the owner or part of the moderator group. So we pass the data members and server detail member, and if it's the admin is if the user is admin or not. Okay, we save that. Now we can go to members and just so remember, as you can see, before we pass the member as member, so we can just click props dot members. Remember, pass props here, So props members that map. We're gonna map that, remember? Member, and then our arrow here. Now we copy these three and then put it to the bottom here. Because basically what is inside here is what I want to map. Okay, so here we get the picture of the user. So member that profile that picture. We're gonna have the picture on the left. Just put it like that. It's rounded and it's, let's just set this picture to 48 by 48, so it's not like too big and stuff. So media, and then so in media content, we're gonna have the, let's copy this. Member that to the first name, right? Just delete this thing. The first name and the last name. It's kind of like next to the picture. Oops. Okay, so below that, we're gonna have basically the user. Delete that. And then here, member that username. Just put it like that. Just basically to render the username. And on the right, we're gonna have the button to ban the user or whatever. So yeah, just like that. And here, let's put props, it's admin. We check if the user is an admin. So here we need to pass the member ID. So member ID, and here on like the handle delete, I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna create a new function to basically ban the user. You just call it handle ban, right? And yeah, we can just use the same thing. Okay. Okay, let's save that and let's run this. Let's delete this because this is gonna crash as we don't have a function. Let's save that, and now oops, let's run this. Let's refresh. Control F5, click on one of these, and as you can see, here are the users or like members of this server. Okay, not too bad. This is kind of far, so let's go media content. Okay. We can just delete this content so it doesn't have like that space there. It's kind of like that. Okay. Very simple. Let's delete this. And then here, let's put a class name. Title is sys. Let's copy this one. Subtitle, it's 7. Let's just put it like that to see how it will look. Let's check really quick. I just want these to be together. I don't want that space there. Kind of annoys me a little bit. Okay, let's refresh. And yep, pretty much looks way better. Okay, we got that done. So now let's make this like the band button to work. So let's go here, and this one is on top. Just put it here. Okay, so here let's have we need to create a service first. I forgot. So let's go to servers, and then here we're gonna create just delete ban the user or something. We don't have. Let me check. Let's open also server. Let's open API, and then let's open URLs, because in these two we're gonna have the the ban button and all of that. Okay, let's just start with the ban. We're going to basically delete, so let's just go down here, API view. Let's copy these two, paste it here, delete, make sure that the user is authenticated. Then here over ban API function, this will take a request. Also will take an ID, that will be the user ID, and we'll take the server ID, because remember, we need to make sure that the user is the owner. So I mean, the user has the rights to do that. So post method delete, and then now here we get the server. So let's just copy this one, paste it here. We get the server, just like that. We're going to get that again like that. Just put because this one is in the, it's like a post. We just need to put it like this. Server ID, just like that. We got the server there. We need to get the user now. So user will be user. Oops. That. We don't have the user here, I think. Oh, interesting. So from Django, contrib.auth that model space import the user. Now we can go here, call that objects that get, and we pass the ID here as a PK ID. Okay, so now we make our here we copy this conditional, gonna be the same. If request user is part of the moderator, etc. Then we call server dot members that remove, and we pass the user here. Remember, we get this is the user ID that we want to delete, and this is the server ID. We get the server, we get the user that we want to delete, and now we remove the user if it's the user is part of the moderators, right? So we return, we copy this one, let's copy this one. We don't need to show any serialized data because it's just a delete, so we just pass a status. Let me see. It says created, but we're not creating anything. Let's just put 202 accepted. Oops, accepted, just like that. Okay, so now just else if it doesn't work, if it doesn't go through, we make a respond bad request. Just like that. Okay. Copy that. Let me see if it has any errors. Okay, a pass. Now we can go to our URLs. And then here, path server, create our URL, bang, bang, slash, and remember, we're passing a user ID right here, and also we're passing the server ID, which is a UID of the server. So let's just copy this one, paste it here, and here we put server ID, just like that. So comma and API that ban API. Let me check. Yes, ban API, comma name API hyphen ban user. That's the name that I assigned. You put whatever you want. Okay. So we got that. Let's save. Let's check. Okay, all good. So we created our ban service. So let's go to servers. And then here, we just need to create a new function here. So cons, oops, export cons, let's call it ban from server. Okay. This one will take two parameter. Remember the user ID and the server ID. Very simple. Okay. So of course, let's make the promise. Let's just copy this one. Paste it here. Remember, it's a delete, so acs.delete, right? And then here we put the URL API server ban. Remember, URLs ban, and then we need to pass the user ID and the server ID. So plus user ID, right? Plus we concatenate this slash with plus server ID. Yeah. And that's how we create our URL. And we're gonna have our response. So let's just copy this one and then this one. And that's it. So let's save that. Now let's copy our service and let's import ban from server from, oops. So we're here, we need to go two more. Services slash servers. Okay, perfect. We got our service ban from server. Now we can create our handle delete, right? Or ban. So const handle ban. Arrow. This is event function here. Let me open main chat so I can copy event default, right? Here we pass ban from server. We call our service here. And remember, we need to pass the user ID. We have it here in this button. So we can just do the e.target, oops, dot ID. Right? That's how we construct. That's how we get the ID from this button, which contains the user ID basically. And now we props that server, because if you remember in server, we're passing the server ID here. You see server detail ID, it's called server. Here props, we just call server, and that contains our server ID. So we get a response from that, right? So then response will be equal to our arrow function here. And what we're gonna do, we're going to basically remove this box, right? Because we deleted, we banned the user, we deleted. You can also have a model that basically double check that you didn't click by error. So you have a model that basically accept, and you know, kind of like when you create this one, it's like, oh, you're going to delete this user, like accept or no, you know. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to basically make this button, as soon as you click on it, it will delete the user. Then we are this button here, we need to call this parent, and also the parent, which is this one and this one. So basically it's the parent of the button, and then the parent of this one is this one, and then the parent of this one is this one. So basically the three parents. So document get element by ID, target ID, comma, sorry, that parent node, basically the three parents, that style. You can also create like grandfather and stuff like that. I just want you to see that you can call basically like this way. And then here we put none. And that's it. We delete that. We ban the user. So let's log the response to see, just in case you have an error or something. Okay, let's save that. Now we can run this here. Okay, let's refresh. Click on this server. Let me delete this, remove this user. Check. And oh, I think we forgot to pass the, yeah, we forgot to pass the on click here. So on click equals, and then we pass the function that we just created, of course. Save that. Let's save that again. Okay, now let's refresh. And let's delete that user. It didn't work. Let's check the inspect here. Let's check our service again. Service API. Let's check. Let's run this again, and let me stop it because it didn't send the request. So let me stop the server, run it again. Let's check. Let's double check. Right, rerun everything again. Then on click handle ban. Hmm. It's not a function. Oh, I think we imported. Yeah, oh, that's why we imported the ban from server ground. We need to put it inside the curly braces, just like that. Let's save that. That's the mistake. Just rerun this again. We imported as a we didn't import as a function. We need to put it like inside the curly braces. Now we can refresh. Click on this one, and then let's try banning this user. Goodbye. Oops. It oh, I see. Yeah, we need I basically hide the whole box, so you just need to hide this one. But it basically deleted the user. So let me rerun this again. And as you can see, the user is not there anymore. Now, I removed the third parent that was like node that was looking here. So let's try to leave Keanu Reeves. Goodbye, Keanu. And as you can see, it got banned from the server. And if you refresh, it's now there. Okay. And yeah, we got that done. The member, and that's it. In the next video, basically, we're gonna start working with the notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.